folks.
Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, representing EPW Wolfpack Colors, Conrad Cushman. With me today in the usual gray. Go ahead, you can show it off. Show off your little logo here.
Hey, KB Backhoe Company, hit me up.
Shout out to my man Derek sitting beside me tonight. We are here to review AEW Dynamite that just took place. What a show we just had from Chicago, Illinois. But first and foremost, everybody, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, whether you're celebrating it early or you're celebrating it tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I get that out there. Make sure you guys slap that like button for the jive turkeys out there who don't know what to do. With that being said, though, if you guys check down in the description box, we do have some free stuff to give away. If you use the code epwshow, powerslam.tv, you get 1 month free on me, on the house. Tell them Everything Pro Wrestling sent you. So if you guys want to check out some free independent wrestling, that's the place to be. That's where you want to go. Also, you guys can check out the Linktree if you guys want to buy some awesome stuff that we have here at Everything Pro Wrestling, whether it's gear, check out the podcast, whatever we got. All the links are in the Linktree below. And real quick, guys, we're going to get started on this real soon. How can you guys help out the podcast? First, hit that like button for me. When someone new comes in, make sure you guys tell them to hit that like button. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. Same thing with the comments down below. If the video ends and you guys can put comments in, the more comments you put, the better. And I'm going to respond to all of them as well until they get too overwhelming. But for now, put a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the show. Give me your last impression. Even if you put hashtag I watched it all, you guys could put hashtag I'm with AEW. Whatever you guys want. Put something down below and I will comment back to you guys. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. We got some good people in here tonight. We see Original Biggie with the good evening. Rob, what's good, bro?
Original.
Connor Knows Wrestling. What's up? King in King says he wasn't feeling AEW tonight. My man Six in here. This show was meh, but they all can't be barn burners. Ooh, I thought this was solid. King says it was a mess show tonight. Let's get into it. So for AEW Dynamite tonight, we kicked off the show with a little Soul Train Jones. If you guys don't know who that is the man called Virgil, the $1 Million Man's bag handler before. F that racist gimmick, right?
Yeah.
What's good, Jesus? But Soul Train Jones was Virgil, a.k.a. Vincent in the NWO. They played all these jokes with his name. But he was in that Jericho video package a couple weeks back, and people have been calling for his name, and he's here to get that hashtag F money. Hashtag meat sauce, hashtag Olive Garden.
Right.
He was out. He introduces Chris Jericho. They have like a parade for this dude. A band's out there. Every single thing is happening. Chris Jericho comes out and he talks about a new champagne that he's got coming out. A little bit of the bubbly, D. If you order it right now, if you go to alittlebitofthebubbly.com, you can order it and get it just in time before the holidays. Chris Jericho, you're going to have to start paying me after to say this.
Definitely.
What'd you think of that opening segment? Did you like the Chris Jericho coming out, having the party?
I did. I will say it didn't hit on all cylinders, but it was a nice little segment to have. Chris Jericho doing his whole spiel about Chicago and telling everybody to sit down and shut up and all that kind of stuff. I liked it. Chris Jericho always puts on a good segment.
Yeah,
I can't be upset about it.
Yeah, they did well in this though. The Inner Circle came out. And they came bearing gifts. They were like the three wise men. Probably a bad comparison right there, but they came out. They were like the three wise men. They came out with Sammy G came out with a cardboard cutout of him and Jericho like hugging, little awkward, smiling. But that's Sammy Guevara. That's what it is.
Donnie will correct you.
Guevara, whatever. Sammy G. All right, he's a prick. All right, that's his job. Pride and Powerful came out with, I saw bandanas, a 40 ounce, what else did I write down in here? Vicks? Vicks
yeah. But they made him, an honorary Boricua.
And Chris Jericho had the bandana. Chris Jericho's a fool, man.
Yeah, he is.
He makes it great. Jesus says this segment was wild. I love it, proving why he's one of the best.
Definitely. I agree with that.
King says Olive Garden's breadsticks are fire. I like it.
Don't eat that Alfredo though.
That's for an after chat story. Just say Sammy G, Conrad. What am I saying so wrong? Is it Guevara?
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. Whatever, dude. Screw this little prick. All right. All right. Jesus De Leon. I see Jesus when I see that. All right. Not Jesus. Give me a break. Anyway, they give him all that stuff. Jake Hager comes out, and he comes out with a goat. The goat did not want to cooperate at all in this segment.
No.
The goat's like trying to go backwards. The handler's next to him with it, and he was like, "Oh, it's Chris Jericho," and the fans start chanting Jericho. They knew what they were doing with this.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Connor's right on point with it, saying Jericho, and they come out and they do it, and I love it. That was all working fine, and then there's a big box, and I assumed that's where SCU would be. Something would happen with that.
That's what I was thinking.
But no, it was Chris Jericho's dad underneath the big box. I believe his name's Ted Irvine, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that. But, it is crazy to see how him and his dad look alike. I'm like, dude, that is the same face. Chris Jericho's definitely going to look the same.
Oh, he said nothing, but just say Sammy G so you don't get mad. I just want to know how to say it. If you tell me how to say it one time, I just hear 400 different ways to say his name, depending on who I'm listening to and what they say. So, Sammy Guevara. Guevara. What? Guga? Like, put an accent on it, bro. Anyway, that'll be the struggle of my life. So, get used to it until I figure out what I'm going to call this dude. But Jericho's dad comes out. He was a former New York Ranger, if you are a hockey fan. So, he's wearing his Rangers jersey. He's getting heat because they're in Chicago, home of the Blackhawks, one of the better NHL teams and franchises in history. And he comes out talking about how he used to give them the work, give them the business. And he comes out with presents. He brings out custom jerseys for everybody. Even Soul Train Jones got one.
Yeah, I you know what? I thought he was going to be left out, honestly.
Hashtag meat sauce. I can't remember. Everybody had nicknames on it, though. Like Spanish God.
Yeah, Spanish God.
Thug, I saw on one. That was, you pushing the AEW, you better watch it. I'm sure, though, that he said it was cool to say that. What was Ruffian for Ortiz? Hager said Big Hurt. They knew what they were doing in this segment. They were crushing it, killing it. Connor wrote, "Go Blue Jackets." Team Sabres right here, baby. I can't mess with that. Jericho and his daddy look alike. What else we got people saying here? The way you said it the second time, you got it right, I believe. Okay. Go Red Wings. We suck right now.
Need to get Chris Osgood back in there.
Chris Jericho then comes out with a letter. This segment felt long, too. Chris Jericho comes out with a letter, and the letter was from the AEW Turner executives, the EVPs, all of them saying, "We are proud to have you as a champion. Thank you for all this." But he wanted someone to read it. Then fans started chanting, "You can't read." Hashtag hooked on phonics. If you boys don't know what that is, look it up.
Yo.
But they started chanting, "You can't read." So they tell Justin Roberts to get in the ring to read this for him. Justin Roberts is from Illinois. He talks about how he's from, what was it, Buffalo Grove?
Yeah, Buffalo Grove. Yeah, Christian, Buffalo Grove sucks.
If you go to that high school, you have to play that over the PA, I think, tomorrow for like morning announcements.
You have to.
Buffalo Grove sucks. Suspended. So he goes in to do that, and then while he's reading it, Jericho doesn't like the way he's reading it, and they just start whooping his ass.
Yeah. For no reason.
Justin Roberts just got bullied, gets his ass whooped, and then SCU comes out dressed up as the marching band that was out there. Yeah. To me, that felt pointless. Why were they dressed up as the marching band? Like, did plans get foiled? I don't know how you explain that. That was random.
I think what they were supposed to do, it was supposed to be, they're out there, they're biding their time, and that's basically what it was. They were biding their time for the right moment for them to be distracted. Boom, boom, boom. Come out. We do our thing.
I didn't like that, but SCU comes in to make the save. You expected that. And then Soul Train Jones is the one left in the ring, and Christopher Daniels locks in the $1 Million Dream on his ass. And I thought that was funny. It made for good television, in my opinion. I wasn't mad at it. Good segment, though, overall. I thought it was fun. Jericho basically got over the Inner Circle as well. We got to see that they're funny. They're going to do their own thing. This week, I believe Sammy and what is it? Pride and Powerful. I think they're hosting BTE.
Yeah.
After stealing the camera last week from Brandon Cutler. So JR and Excalibur are doing commentary, and if anyone in the chat can explain to me what happened here, what is this new announcer from All Elite Fleet? Who was this dude?
I don't know.
Like, you couldn't have got a YouTuber to do it? Like, you could have called me up and I would have been in there, like, talking. At least this dude was sitting there, like, quiet. Well, good maneuver. And I don't know. I just felt like a fan got to call a match with them. Maybe that was part of what the deal was, but if someone can explain the All Elite Fleet thing to me, please do, because I'm confused by that. I'll get to that, Sick. I'll get to that. Bring that back up during the main event, and I'll talk about it with you. Folks, we're at 8 likes. 2 more. What do you want to say, D? What do you think they should do to that like button? Slap that bitch with a chop. Woo! That guy was awful. He was trash and boring as F. The new announcer looks basic. I don't think he's a permanent announcer though, guys. I felt like that was a fan.
Yeah, I think that was a fan too, because if you sit there and look at him, he was just kind of like
Six wondering, was it a Make-A-Wish kit? I don't know. I don't know what the All Elite Fleet thing is. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, because honestly, I have zero clue, and I did not have the time to do that because I was taking notes. Very studiously. I have a lot of notes for this tonight.
You know what's crazy though? Like, while he was there, I thought that was Excalibur for a minute.
Hell no. I knew instantly because I didn't hear Ray Phoenix.
Dude, no, because I'm like wait, like it threw me off because I'm like, wait a minute, who the hell is JR talking to? Who's the dude he's talking to on his left?
Yeah, he was just there for one match. That's why I'm like, he can't be a new permanent announcer. Call Golden Boy back up if anything.
Yeah.
I like him. So opening contest. Look at all that shit that happened before we get to the opening contest. We have the Best Friends with Orange Cassidy coming out in a turkey suit versus the Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros were pissed, and they did take the time to explain on AEW Dark. Trent got a victory over Pentagon. Yeah. So, okay. So this is why the feud is heating up a little bit between these two teams, and they're jockeying for position for that number 1 spot in the AEW rankings that come out every Friday. So Lucha Bros attacked during this entrance. I like it because it gave you a reason for why Orange Cassidy got to do his bump and the ref saw it, because the match didn't start yet officially.
Exactly.
Orange Cassidy's still over, bro. I'm sorry. If some people don't like it, too bad.
Get over it.
The bro is over, man. Let this dude just rock.
Get over it. You just have to accept it. Orange Cassidy, I know, me being a fan of Orange Cassidy, because this is actually the first time I've ever seen him. Me being a fan, I am down to. I can wait to see him wrestle, but I also can't wait to see him wrestle. But he's over.
You're more over without wrestling, though. Usually,
yes.
Jesus wrote that turkey suit had me dead. Sick said that guy looked like Dominic. Brock F5 that fool into a whole nother wrestling company.
What's up, PR?
PR, what's good? So they get into this whole thing. Orange Cassidy dies beforehand. A nice back and forth tag match. Lots of good things. The Lucha Bros actually distracted the ref too during illegal spots in the match. I was happy with this. This was much better than before.
Yes. I agree.
They did really well with this, and in the end, Trent gets the win, this time by folding up Phoenix for the victory. I think we see one more match between these teams.
Oh, yeah,
a full-blown tag match, but
definitely.
Maybe you add something to it. Maybe 2 out of 3 falls, a little stipulation or something.
2 out of 3 would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yes, I'm down with that. Either way it goes, but the Best Friends pick up the win. I wonder if they're benefiting from Orange Cassidy's momentum.
I think so, because Orange Cassidy is really giving them like the upper hand. Like, without Orange Cassidy, they're still a great tag team, but I think Orange Cassidy gives them the one up on a lot of teams because everybody's so worried about Orange Cassidy. It's like okay, like when they were brawling backstage, Matt and Nick with
PNP.
Yeah, PNP, and then Orange Cassidy just standing there in the bathroom was kind of like,
and everyone erupted for it.
Yeah.
And we'll get into some talk towards the end for some questions with you guys. Happy Turkey Day to you as well, Nelson. We brought that up in the very beginning, so thank you very much for that. Let's get into this next match. B. Priestley and Sakura versus Shida and Chris Statlander. Okay match, I thought.
Yeah, it was decent.
I felt like this match showcased Chris Statlander better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because she's been on Dark mostly, for the most part. Chat, let me know. What do you think of Chris Statlander? Is this someone you want to see in AEW on a permanent basis? Is this someone that you're like, oh yeah, she needs to be signed? I saw some pretty decent things in here. Weird to see like the tag team thing. We're basically the end. B. Priestley and Sakura get the victory from a roll-up on Chris Statlander. But I want to talk about something. Kenny Omega was talking this week about the women's division and where it's at right now. And he kind of said, I hate to say wait until 2020, but he said wait until 2020 till we get contracts and everything situated.
Right.
Because I feel it's the weakest part of their division right now.
Oh, yeah. Because there's still a lot of women that need to be really established. And then there's still a lot of women that aren't up on the main roster, right? Well, you know what I mean. Like, there's.
Let me ask you this: who are the best women? Would you say, honestly, right now?
I say Rio, Shida,
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker, yeah. I would have to say Britt Baker, but even though
you want more,
I want more from her.
Okay,
but she's still a top female in the company.
But you see people like Big Swole too, and if you guys didn't know, Big Swole, Cedric Alexander's wife, Big Swole is pretty good as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing from her on Dark. They just have to figure out how to put this all together. Something's not right with the women's division. Maybe it's the Joshi style. Maybe there's a language barrier. I don't know what it is. I'm going to give it some time, but hopefully they can figure it out. I want to see this division improve. I don't think they need women's tag titles right now, though. They were talking about that. I think they need to pause that plan and focus on making this women's division better just for the singles aspect right now.
Even if you let it rock for a year, you know what I mean? Like, at least get everybody solid first before you start talking tag titles.
Let's kick it to the live chat real quick and see what they have going on here. King said Turkey Day tomorrow. Eat Thanksgiving food and watch my Lions get buried. King said Chris was okay. Jesus says I thought this was pretty good. The women's match got good toward the end.
It did.
Yeah, I agree with that. Women's division is getting better. They're just taking baby steps, Jesus says.
I agree with that.
I feel like I see a step forward, 2 steps back. Reminds me of the WWE video games a little bit.
You know what it is? In my opinion, I feel like it's not about performance with the women. It's a chemistry issue.
Right, like everything seems a step off. People are tripping over things, even on Dark. Like you just see it, I'm like, man, they're just not feeling it. That women's match was meh, Six said. And what's up with the mic stand? She is a big fan of, I can't even think of, what's his name? We will rock you.
What was it, Queen, right?
Yeah. The lead singer in Queen. She's trying to emulate.
Yeah. That's where that's coming from.
Hold on, we're going to the Google machine live. See, this is how I can't do it like this. Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to do it.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury.
She's a Freddie Mercury fan. He's big in Japan. Nakamura even does his style after Freddie Mercury. So I respect it. It's cool with me. No more women main events. Ooh, harsh. Yeah, Britt Baker and Rio are definitely the best in the division. And Jesus agrees with you. And who was the lady that left AEW? Kylie Ray, but she left for personal reasons. She kind of disclosed that and did not want to blame AEW for any of that. Next up, we get a Moxley promo backstage. Moxley calls out anybody who wants to fight him. Basically, he's like, hey, whoever wants beef, if you got problems with Jon Moxley, step up to the plate. I like it. It was quick, fast, to the point, and you got what you needed out of it. Much respect to Moxley. You got anything you wanted to add to that, D? Or
this is what we should have gotten from him on the other company, which sucks because this would have been great for them, but now it's not. You know,
hey, they blew it. They had an opportunity to do something they didn't.
They did, and I like it. I like it.
Next up, we have Cody Rhodes making his big return to AEW. He was out for a week or two, and he is back now, and he's taking on someone named Matt Nix. Looks like a local talent here, judging by his attire. Cody Rhodes in this match, this was kind of a squash match for the most part, guys. Cody Rhodes at one point took off his weight belt, and we thought he was going to start whipping this dude, and he threw his belt into the crowd. Cody Rhodes is insane.
Yes.
Someone's going to catch a buckle to the face.
Oh, I got it. Oh.
People were going nuts for it, though. You see how
Yeah.
many people jumped for that belt?
Dude, it was like 10 people like getting ready to fight for that thing. I'm like, yo, relax. Relax.
They were going in. So Cody throws the weight belt into the crowd. He locks on a figure 4 leg lock. Tap out for the win tonight. I like it.
It's different. Everything needs to be different. It doesn't have to be structural as to having the same thing happen.
Or finishers getting hit. Cody Rhodes stopped doing the disaster kick too, and he started adding in the springboard stunner off the middle rope. Or not stunner, cutter, excuse me.
Like, let's do things differently. It doesn't have to end with a finisher all the time. Like, cut it out.
Jesus has a question about this. He said, was it me, Conrad, and Derek, but did you guys hear boos when Cody was coming out? I assume that's who he's talking about. Cody has always gotten boos, though. I feel he gets shit on for whatever reason by people. Okay.
Yeah, if there were boos in there, it was just to be...
I think some people just don't like him because he's the boss.
Yeah, they feel like he gets favoritism, but if that was the case, then he would be the champion right now.
Jesus said he thought that he felt the boos were coming out because MJF was coming out. Six said, weakest debut forever for a faction. I don't care, man. That shit put me to sleep. Gonna get into this. So after Cody gets the win, Cody was looking up at the ramp. I don't remember. Did someone attack? I don't know. He was looking up at the ramp for something because maybe he thought MJF was coming out.
Yeah,
that was the weird part. So then
I think what it was is when Pepper Parks was coming out.
Oh yeah, we'll call him the Blade and the Butcher.
Okay, yeah. So when the Blade was coming out, I think that's where the boos were coming from, and that prompted him to look up.
Because I thought Wardlow was going to come through the bottom of the ring.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I know who these guys are. They wrestle locally in my area. They wrestle for ESW Empire State Wrestling. I actually used to work with the Blade, aka Pepper Parks, BK Braxton Sutter from Impact Wrestling. So the Blade dates Allie, the girl who they pulled out from underneath the ring at the end too. She was the bunny. So I've met them a million times. I see them. You can see them probably walking around at a store around here. And the Butcher is someone who's been tagging up with him recently. And they've got this old-timey kind of look. And I don't think it's a bad thing for them, in all honesty. The Blade has dedicated himself for years. I remember watching him at Ring of Honor shows that we've been to, in dark matches. They've been trying to give this dude a chance. So he's someone who's put in his time, and I think he's just trying to make the best of it for everything he has sacrificed for this business.
Right.
It didn't work out right now.
And you know what? I feel like it. The only reason why I feel like it didn't work out is because so many of the people don't know who he is.
You and Jesus are on point, like with the same wavelength, because Jesus said that in the Facebook thread. Blade is married to Allie. Chris Maloney is 100% correct. I just said that, Chris. But thank you for joining us. Glad to have you in here, brother. Please keep sharing your thoughts. Yeah, and it was exactly what you said. People aren't familiar with them. They're not big names. These aren't like dudes that people were clamoring for them to get. These are people who've been in the business for a while, and I think that this is just kind of like, yo, you paid your dues, bro. Come here. Let's see what we can do with you.
Exactly. And I think people need to give them a fair chance. Yes, you don't know who they are.
And the Butcher is Andy Williams. He says that he is good talent. Yeah. Give him time.
Give him time, yeah. Because
we're going to get into another thing that we didn't give time, and now it's getting time, and it's starting to work. So let's just see.
Just give him time. Like the Blade is actually a good wrestler. The Butcher is a good wrestler too. Just give it time.
Let's see here. And hopefully they sign Kevin Bennett too after this, because he's another one who I think they could sign. Him and Daniel Garcia, they would be a good team, I think. But that's for another time, for when we talk about ESW again. Let's get into Pac versus Kenny Omega, the big rematch that we were supposed to get. Last time we saw this, it was at AEW's All Out. Pac locked on his submission hold while Kenny Omega was standing. Kenny Omega passes out, he loses. So this is the rematch. This is kind of, Kenny's been on like this path of redemption, slowly but surely. Omega, let me say this, best Snapdragon suplexes in the business.
Oh yeah.
He had a couple of those tonight that were just dope. Really good back and forth match for television. I think they cranked it down a little bit. They could have did more, but they were moving. They were hustling and bustling. We end up seeing a crucifix on Pac by Kenny Omega. Pac ends up rolling through. He gets the pin on Omega, but then Kenny Omega rolls him back into another crucifix, hooks the leg this time for the 3 count. Kenny Omega gets the win. I like it. Another ending, like you said, that didn't have that perfect, oh, you got to hit a finisher. Why didn't he hit the Black Arrow? Why didn't he hit the One-Winged Angel? You don't need to use those moves every time. It keeps you second-guessing everything.
Exactly, yeah. To see Pac reverse the One-Winged Angel, I'm like, oh, that's like, this is what I want to see. I don't want to see One-Winged Angel every single time.
Well, and it's built up as a move that once you get hit with it, you don't kick. Not many people have kicked out of that move ever.
And I hate when people steal a move.
I think I've only seen one person I can think of off the top of my head who's kicked out of that move, and it's Okada.
No, someone else just did it.
I think it's only been Okada. I'm being honest.
Someone
in
else
AEW?
Someone else just did it in
WWE.
WWE.
Well, that's a different. That doesn't count. That's like if someone did a pedigree here and then someone kicked out at 1. It's the same difference. Jesus said, facts. Revival need to sign. We'll see. I'm sure there's a reason why they lost those tag titles.
See ya.
6 said maybe because the segment seems so mashed together. I think it's because it's so random sometimes, Sig.
Yeah.
Like they had no rhyme or reason for why they did that. They just did it.
Yeah. They just took it and said, this is what we're doing.
Did I say Pac? I meant Pac. I'm sorry, Obi-Wan. Much love. Check out Obi-Wan's live streams, guys, if you haven't. Really good. Chris Maloney said Okada is God. I'm hyped for Wrestle Kingdom, bro. Well, that's another one for another day. I'll be talking about that real soon. Actually, I was on No Particular Angle with JPQ, giving you a plug, JPQ. And I was on this podcast yesterday, just launched today, No Particular Angle. Put that in Spotify. You guys can listen to me and JPQ talk about WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom, Stardom. We talk about it all, like our plans, thoughts, what do we see happening from this point going forward. Back to this, though. We get to the Dynamite Diamond Ring match. We have MJF with Wardlow in his corner versus Hangman Adam Page. I like horses. I was really hoping we got that on Being the Elite this week, but they steered away from it. And these guys get into this match back and forth. This one really didn't have a lot of craziness in it. I will say this. MJF did, he got his foot caught and Hangman flipped him up and he landed on his feet. That was nice.
I did not expect MJF to be able to do that.
Dude, MJF's gotten into really good shape, too. He's really, like...
He's definitely...
I'm not a body dude or whatever when it comes to wrestling. Like, oh, they gotta be big, muscular dudes. But I've noticed, like, MJF's put on a lot of muscle mass. Like, when he was flexing on the ropes, when he won the Battle Royal, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely put on a lot of weight, but, like, to be muscular, you know?
Yeah, and I love the flip and then the eye poke. That bastard, like, you just knew that he was going to do something like that. And it was just perfect because he doesn't have to do all the flips and stuff because he knows how to be a heel properly.
Like, why is it that every single heel that's out there, that is, like, their go-to move? Like, just quick eye poke and there you go.
We're going to finish this. I'm going to get to that question for you, PR Nightmare. So, Buckshot Lariat gets hit. MJF is down and out. Eventually, Adam Page starts jaw-jacking with the referee. MJF rolls over to the ropes. 1, 2, foot on the ropes. And then he's arguing with Wardlow. And eventually, MJF distracts the ref. Wardlow hits a right hand, which sounded like it connected.
Yeah, that... Ooh. When I seen that, I'm like, yo, did he really, like, just punch him? Like,
yeah, he caught him good. And then he was slumped over. And then MJF wins with Cody Rhodes' move, the Crossroads. Jim Ross was pissed. He was pissed, D. What did he say? Do you remember?
He was like, he hit him with the Crossroads. And Jim Ross like, Crossroads my ass.
Yeah.
Like double cross.
Yeah. And he put in the double cross. 1, 2, 3. MJF gets the win. DDP is supposed to present the ring to him, but him and MJF have a back and forth, and MJF puts his gum. He's chewing right into DDP's hand. And they get into it, and Wardlow steps up to DDP's face, and DDP said, you don't want to get your ass kicked by a 63-year-old man. And he was like, all over Chicago. And they get into a little scrap, and they go into a commercial break. I like it, though. DDP showed some poise, but I wanted to see the ring.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. But I think what the issue was, I think DDP was still talking. So it didn't prompt.
Did they zoom in on it? Because I definitely missed it.
No, because he held it in his hand. And then MJF took it out, but it was a hefty ring. But he took it out, and I think DDP was still talking mess to him. So it didn't prompt MJF to go like, right in front of the camera like, yeah, this is what I got. I'm the man. And Rob, chill. Arn Anderson is the best.
Thank you, Derek. Rob, don't push it now. I don't want to Ric Flair chop you when I see you. So MJF is good in the ring. Jesus says MJF is 2019's Rowdy Piper. Chris, excellent comparison. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
100%. Sick. And that's what I love about AEW PR Nightmare, because what did he ask before this? Oh, he said, I don't know anyone from AEW except the old WWE people. This is what I wanted to touch on with that real quick. Yes, Jericho, Moxley, and all them, but at the same time, Cody wants to get other people over. He doesn't need to go out there and get James Storm, Ken Anderson, and I love NWA. These guys are doing their own thing. You don't need those established talents. You need a couple of them. You pluck who you want. Like, okay, he'll be good here. He'll be good in the upper spot. Jericho will be good for this. Fine, they're doing that. But at the same token, look who's over now. Orange Cassidy. The Best Friends, I'll even say, are over. The Lucha Bros were over before they got here. Pride and Powerful, the Spanish God,
Sammy Guevara,
the Big Hurt. Jericho is putting people over too at the same time. So that is the beauty behind all of this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yo, I don't know what happened in this chat. All I saw was Seth Rollins told the truth. Raw sucks. Everybody sucks. Rob put F Arn Anderson. I see F Seth Rollins. F Raw. Imagine Rollins in AEW right now. And then Sick put Seth isn't cool. Rollins in AEW would be fire. Man, everybody is going in on this chat. I love it, chat. Keep your opinions coming. I'll read them. We get into a segment where Dustin Rhodes is in the ring talking about his cast. He's ready to whoop Jake Hager's ass for what he did to him. And during all of this, Dustin Rhodes is sitting there with the cast on, and here comes Sammy Guevara. Vara, what the fuck's the difference?
The Spanish God.
So, Sammy Guevara.
Guevara.
Okay, Sammy Guevara. And he comes out, he tries to chop block Dustin Rhodes, and he no-sold that shit.
He's like, I'm not selling that shit.
Yeah, and he started punching. They get into a fight. Here comes, who else came out? PNP?
PNP, yeah.
They came out, and they were all brawling with them, and that brings out the Young Bucks, and they're out there fighting. Dustin Rhodes hit a nice snap power slam. Dude, that is the best.
Yo, I have never seen a power slam that good. That's just like on point, especially when he's...
Yeah, he just knows. And then the Young Bucks and Dustin hit a combo. Was it on Sammy Guevara?
Guevara.
I like it. You're on point with this. Sammy Guevara. See, I've called him that for so long. Sammy Guevara. Was he the one who got hit with the... Or was it Santana? I can't remember who. When they hit the super kick big boot combo.
I think it was Santana.
Was it Santana? So Santana's down. They end up setting all three of these bums up for Shattered Dreams. Perfect way to get to the point with it. Later on, a match was announced, so they're going to have a 6-man tag next week. So it'll be Dustin and the Young Bucks versus Pride and Powerful and Sammy G. See, I knew someone was waiting to correct. Yeah. Man, yo, everybody hates Seth Rollins. Jeez Louise. What did the man do to you guys?
Let's ease up on Seth.
Yeah, come on now.
Just a little bit. Nah, I'm just playing.
Rhea Ripley stomped that like button. Thank you.
Yes! Rhea Ripley. Yo, Rhea Ripley is sexy. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm not even reading what Sick just wrote about man buns and Seth Rollins. So, before, though, good segment. I think we'll get a good match next week with PNP and Sammy
Guevara.
I was going to say Sammy Guevara. I got it. Sammy Guevara. And we go into next week. They'll be in Champaign, Illinois. So that's a lot of Illinois, though.
Yeah,
they got a lot of wrestling in the past couple of weeks.
Chicago is getting flooded with wrestling, dude. Like, geez.
But they're one of the best cities. I'm not going to front to be in for it.
That is true.
They held it down. Dark Order vignette, man.
I'm liking what they're doing with the Dark Order.
But remember, I'm looking at Rob and you, though. You guys said that you didn't like the Dark Order at first. And I feel like it's the same thing that they just did with the Blade. Like, it was the exact same... I don't know about these guys.
But see, the thing is with the Blade and the Butcher, because of you, I had already known who they were.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, but then when the Dark Order came in, you had the one guy. I can't remember their names.
Evil Uno and Stu Grayson.
Yes. Okay. So you had them come out. Evil Uno's got the mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm like, so who is this? And who is that? And who are the minions? Like, what is going on? So like, it would have been different if I knew who they were versus the Blade and the Butcher, because it's like I already knew. Like I blinked out for a minute when they came out. And I'm like, wait a minute, the dude looks very familiar. And then when you said Pepper Parks, I'm like, oh yeah, that's who that is.
It was weird to see him with hair. I feel like he should shave it off. But I think because his partner's hair is thinning, that they were like, all right, both of you need to have thinning hair then.
Yeah. So that's what threw me off. But I felt like with the Dark Order, that's the name of the group or the faction or whatever you want to call them. So there should have been something to introduce them to begin with.
Right. This should have been introduced in the beginning. But once again, Chris just brought up a great point. Chris Maloney, you've been on point tonight, so gold star for you for that. He said AEW went from see you later New Japan Pro Wrestling to establishing more than 30 stars in less than 3 months. Their future is unlimited. They keep doing what they're doing. Only downside right now is lack of time.
I agree with that.
Not everybody's going to get showcased right away. Like
Right.
they said, being the elite, they're going to start putting more people on. Let's give it time, guys. They've only started doing TV shows. When did they start? October?
Something
So
like that, yeah.
where are we now? We're in November still.
November,
It hasn't even been 3 months yet.
Yeah. So
They're trying.
They'll get them all in.
And Rob said we're finally getting a story. I can't be mad. Rob was impressed by it too, so I had to make sure I showed some love to that. The timing, they should get fixed soon. Yeah, they're working. It's little things, guys. It takes a while. Go back and watch WWF when they started going to 2 hours in the old days. Things just, it takes a second.
But you know what though? Like with the segment that they had for the Dark Order, I like how they're doing it. The first vignette, you don't really see anything.
It was horror film like. It reminded me of Red State a little bit, with like a preacher kind of at the pulpit. Vocabulary word. And he's sitting there and he's kind of giving it out, and it's obviously Evil Uno without his mask on, but you never see anything, above his mouth.
Exactly.
And
that was perfect, because it was like you're building a cult, quote unquote, family.
Red State, yes, exactly.
So
and then everybody's wearing the mask when they turn around. Are you going to join us? And it's
Right.
like, oh shit, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. So like I like the way that it's going now. I would say probably put out maybe another vignette, maybe 2 more the way that it is now,
And then get them back in the ring.
and get them. Not even that. I would say if you get them back in the ring, do one more like this, and then make another one that shows the real darkness of them.
And they're probably feuding with the Jurassic Express. I almost said the Jungle Express. The Jurassic Express.
Right.
Interesting.
Interesting. I would
try to get Marco to join the group.
Yes.
And he said that anybody who is in the Dark Order could be your teachers. It could be, and it makes you it's just one of those eerie things that you're like, man, what if somebody really was like that?
If you really think about it, this pertains to everyday life. You're talking about the government. You're talking about secret societies and fraternities in school. You know what I mean? Because you're touching on subjects that people already know about, but don't really pay attention to.
Rob, that was filthy what you just said. Dirty. Get a female in the inner circle. Rob said they kidnapped Leva Bates on BTE. Y'all leave Blue Pants alone. All right. Let's get to the main event. AEW Championship match. Scorpio Sky versus Chris Jericho. This was not a pretty one. Supposedly everyone was banned from ringside, but no Fs were given in this one. Hager made his way down to the ring during this contest. Kazarian and Daniels did the same thing. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw this, my instant mind goes to Ric Flair, a la Chris Jericho, Sting, a la Scorpio Sky. They are trying to put over another talent, and they are using that talent to say he's not a player yet, but he could be in the future.
Exactly.
What's going on, Nathan Wallace? Good to have you in here, man. It's just how they wanted to position Scorpio Sky for this, and I think he could be a star later on down the road.
He can be. Honestly, like, he's a star now, but I feel like it's gonna come down to that point where SCU kind of starts to fizzle out, because the other two are getting older.
Right.
So Scorpio Sky's the youngest out of the 3. So I think,
and Scorpio Sky's up there too. He's a little older than me. I don't know. He might be a little older than you too. I want to say he's in his mid-30s, a little higher. I mean, I'm in my mid-30s. What can I say? Scorpio Sky let me down in the main event. 6 said, this was my first time seeing him in action in a solo match, and I'm wanting to get behind the guy, but I don't know. Expected more out of his in-ring abilities.
But you got to realize, though, because Jericho is only going to sell so many things.
That, and I think Chris Jericho is... We got to remember, this is Chris Jericho, who is 49. He was selling more for Jericho than he was for himself. He's never been in this position. He's been a tag wrestler for the last 5-6 years, I feel like. When Jericho does that springboard dropkick he always hits, Scorpio Sky did, tucked and flipped for him to make it look good. He's probably so used to selling for someone like that, and he knows that his job is to make Chris look good, too. I think Scorpio Sky did a tremendous job here. He lived up to it. I thought that even though it was sloppy at times, it reminded me of the Ric Flair days. I'm tired and I can't kick out. And
exactly.
They had me on 2 of them where I thought, oh crap, Scorpio Sky's about to win.
Yeah.
You never know when they could fool you and pull the wool over your eyes. That's why I like when matches end on different points, because now I'm paying attention. He could win with a roll up. He could.
He definitely could.
They don't have to hit their finishers on this one. Scorpio is 36.
There you go, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. He's still a kid in wrestling years. Absolutely. Hogan old. Oh, God. You guys.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean, Sick. This is actually my first time seeing Scorpio Sky wrestling in a singles competition. So, at first I was like, okay, how is this going to turn out? But then again, I had to think about it. You got to think about Chris Jericho, a.k.a. probably the only wrestler who has never been injured. He avoided injury so many times. You know what I mean? So he's only going to give you so much that he's going to sell on.
And I think Scorpio Sky, here's another thing. I've seen him in singles matches, in Ring of Honor and everything else too. His offense is very high pace and octane. Jericho can't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Not at this point. He's not really going to be trying to sell and flip over, do this, do that. Jericho's probably teaching him, you need to slow down, because less is more. And he's still learning these things too. He had a chance to be in other companies. He said some bad things on Twitter. I'm not here to condemn the guy. I'm not part of the cancel culture. I like what they're doing with Scorpio Sky. This is a great redemption story for him, and I think you could tell something later down the road. I'm not saying even for the rest of this year, not even 2020, maybe 2021 when he breaks off on his own. You could tell a story with this long term if you keep it going right.
Honestly, I feel like it'll be when SCU departs, because you know it's going to happen within the next couple
Daniels is going to transition into backstage, and possibly Kazarian too, but Kazarian still got some time on him though too. He can still do some things.
Yeah, Kazarian's got at the very least 3 more years, but on light work though. It's not going to be heavy type matches that he's going to be doing. He'll have a couple in there, but it's not going to be consistent.
And he's one half of the tag champs too right now, so that's their focus.
Right. So I feel like it'll be, for SCU, it'll be a passing of the torch to Scorpio Sky. We did this together, but now we're giving you the reins to go on your own. You know what I mean? And I feel like it'll come within the next couple of years, because Scorpio Sky is 36 years old. So he's got to get moving now.
Yeah, so they kind of teased that this match could have went further on, and then it could have wound up on YouTube. So if that ever happens, I'm telling you guys in here now, I will be waiting until the YouTube match is done, then I will go live. So they kind of teased that, so that's something in the future that I think we're going to see, but just not yet. Jericho wins with the Walls of Jericho. After the match, Chris Jericho, the dirty heel that he is, slaps back on the Walls of Jericho, and then you hear some music hit, and it's Jon Moxley. Mr. Moxley comes down from the, I don't know what you want to call it, the top of the arena, where you can see him in front of all of his people, and he is staring a hole through Chris Jericho because he wants that AEW title. Moxley's had a good record. He's probably next in line to challenge for it.
I would say so, and let's just be serious, okay? I went back the other day. I was watching some old wrestling matches, and Dean Ambrose came up. I think it was Survivor Series, where he lost to Roman Reigns in the title match. So my thing is, let's look at the difference. Does Jon Moxley look better In WWE, skinny, no facial hair, long hair, looking like he's strung out, or Jon Moxley looking like how he should have been in WWE.
Yeah, he looked way better here. He just seems cooler. It seems like more natural. He's himself.
His hands are free to do what he needs to do to put on a great show, whether it's wrestling or promoting. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. I'm not mad at it. I like that he has his eye on Jericho. Shout out to Laborer88 in the chat. He said next week's show could be fun. They're going somewhere that's never had a live wrestling broadcast before. That's true. Champaign, Illinois, hometown of Tony Khan. They will be there. Hopefully they turn up and make sure that everybody in the arena can hear them.
Look to see Tony Khan come out.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I would. I mean, it's in your hometown. I would do it.
No. Thumbs down. Derek, now is better. What? Now what? Moxley?
Yeah. He's saying like Moxley is better now.
Yeah, 100%. He's just way better. He's in that mood. But guys, we're gonna get ready to end this review. We want to get out of here a little early for you guys, so that way you guys can chill. Get ready to start prepping that Thanksgiving meal. I know we got some macaroni and cheese to cook downstairs.
Everybody get their dad bod going. You know we will.
A little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, they can go in there and do that. But I want to thank everybody who showed up in the live chat. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel yet, we are about 30 subscribers away from that 1K. That 1K will mean Derek will have to watch his mouth a little bit more. Maybe silenced on a few of these occasions. Videos may get edited. But we want to hit that 1K, folks. If you could, spread the word to someone who likes pro wrestling. Any fellow wrestling fans that you know, meet. Tell them. EPW, Everything Pro Wrestling. Join the brand that lets your voice be heard and you don't have to give me money for it. With that being said, this is it for me, Derek. Peace.